How are you doing? You're very welcome along to the Football Pod Club. We're in a very special location. We're in Ballymun Kickhams because we've got a very special guest. James McCarthy, how are you?
Tommy, how are you doing?
Very
Good to
well.
be here.
Fair play to you.
No problem.
What have the last couple of weeks been like, man?
Yeah, mixed emotions, so obviously I was concentrating in the club there for the last few weeks, got to semi and cool at best, and they quite pulled away just in the end, but I was hoping to try and scrape through another club championship would have been great, but yeah, then obviously look, as the news is well out now, so decided to jack it in with the Dubs, so I had a good run, I can't complain.
You absolutely did, and we'll get into that. And I just thought, it's a big decision, a big deal.
Yeah.
Why not get a couple of boys who've been there and done that? And you've got two men here beside you that pulled the plug recently as well, Paddy Anders and James McCarthy. How are you, lads?
Hey, Tom.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
You've enjoyed the...
Great club, Paddy, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I haven't actually been in Paul Kickham
in a while.
I used to train here with DCU many years. I think this was the first Astro pitch in Dublin, wasn't it?
Not a great place to play league games, is it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the most enjoyable. Great to be here today at the James McCarthy Shrine.
Yeah.
Did you do this yourself?
The news are coming, so I made a few phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be getting stuck into the club a little later on because there's so much there that's so important. But like James, we've been here a little while. You were keeping an eye on a game outside there. There's that kind of there's a feeling in the air here that this is where the magic happens in terms of the gym there. It's stripped back. There's no real kind of bluster. You've got your two pitches outside, the clubhouse. Like there's no mess in here. Like you're here to work when you come here.
Yeah, 100%. Like look, we have what we need. It's not glamorous, but it's a bit of a gritty feel to it. It's freezing. Everyone's shaking here, I think shivering. But no, it's been good to us. It's the only complaint I'd have about it is just we're out of the community. Like we're out of Ballymun, which is a challenge. Like you need to get a car up here, or you need a bus or whatever. So that's probably the biggest drawback. But look, has what you need.
Yeah.
The more you need.
Did you know you were going to go after the club season for a long time, or did you think?
Yeah, it was playing on my mind, to be honest. Not playing on my mind. Like a very single-minded person, but 2023 obviously took a lot out of us. Like we all kind of went, right, let's give it one big bash. We had a couple of losing seasons, and we literally put everything into that. And look, we won the All-Ireland, which was huge for us. And then you just can't help having a go at it.
One more.
I didn't want to step off. I felt I was enjoying it still, and I was like, right, look, it was just naturally went back. It wasn't because they were going to try and have a go at 10 and that, but just the team felt like we could go again. But yeah, I think in hindsight, like it takes so much out, you win it, yourselves, lads. So, and after where we were coming from, so.
But you were adamant in 22 when you lost that you were coming back. I think word came out, Jesus, that night, that you were definitely coming back.
Yeah, like we obviously lost that semi-final to Kerry. It was a great kick by O'Shea. Kerry probably shaded the game most of the time, but we were still so in it as well and very close. And we were obviously missing Con that day, which is obviously a huge loss to our forward line at that point. So we ran them so tight and so close. And I actually felt we were getting on top towards the end of the game. If I had a little bit more time, I think we might have pulled it off. But if puts maybe. But I just still think there was a really strong side there, and I still think there is a really strong side there. So I just felt we could do it.
Then you had the most famous wedding that was ever.
Yeah.
It was a great wedding. It was very good.
Yeah, but no, look, and look, I said I still enjoyed football and still getting a kick out. So just felt it kept going. But this year kind of blew up on me a little bit, like with injuries and stuff like that. And I probably underestimated the challenge of having a child and stuff down the middle of it. So
the lads don't believe me when I tell them that you're knackered, you're bollocks with a newborn.
Yeah. There is a bit of a more of a, I thought, look, you're going to have, a bit more to it. Like
That's what the lads think. This is what the young guns think.
Of course, there's like you got married yourself and Clodagh in 22, end of December 22, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the famous wedding James is talking about, where you obviously paused the ceremony.
I think this is a bit overplayed. This whole
well, put the record straight, so James. What happened?
Well, there's a lot of people. Everyone was there. Let's say, maybe Paddy knows well. The night went late anyway. Shit talk at 3, 4 in the morning, so I'm sure it was
later than that. Yeah,
it was,
everyone was kicked out, bar the players.
Yeah. So I'm sure there was a bit of headlocking and shouldering going on,
Listen, it was the perfect probably concoction because you had so much history together and you've done so much together, and you're obviously so tight as a group. We've seen that. So if there was any inkling of something could happen, that was the night where it was all going to happen. So that is interesting.
Yeah, kind of well.
But sometimes I think it's good early if the injuries and things is a reason to stop. At least you have a reason to go, because you'll have so much time in it. Maybe not with the baby, but that's the one thing that I knew after stopping. I was like, Jesus, I seriously need to focus here because my time was just
that's
completely into the setup. And then
that's what I know I struggle with most. Like, as you come to the end of the year, like January to August, your year's kind of boxed off. You're going to know exactly. So kind of figuring that out would be it'd be tough. But I hope to really have a good few years with the club, please God. When I have been fit, like I still think I can play at a high level. It's just injuries,
tougher, isn't it?
Injuries coming after you, and like the rehab was just getting painful for me. Like Paddy tell you, I had a fair whack of injuries over the years as well, trying to scramble back for games, and you're trying to do a 6-week injury in 2 weeks. It takes a lot out of you, so you just get sick of it eventually.
We spoke
get to that point.
We spoke about this, Mac, around this type of decision when you're making it, that we're unbelievably blessed. Jimmy, yourself, me and James have played at that level, and it is one of the most amazing things you can ever do. And all the training, and we've seen firsthand what it takes to try and be successful. You look back now when you're out of it, going, how in God's name did I do that? It's all encompassing, but you don't, when you're in it, you never see it as a chore, as you just can't wait to go train. You know, we're trying, remember Pat brought in, we're going to train at 6 a.m. Yeah, lovely, you're on man to go, like.
21, you didn't care then. I was in college, so I go back to bed after.
Yeah, exactly, straight from town to go out to it. But when it gets to the stage, and this is where I knew, and I know chatting with you was kind of similar, where it starts to become a bit of a chore. Injuries start to mount up. It takes you longer to recover from what 2 or 3 years ago. You play a game and go back train the next day. Just the nature of getting a little bit older and miles on the clock. And I always said there was times in my final season where I knew I'd no kind of ambiguity around going that this is it for me. I was driving out to DCU coming from work and just going like, this is a bit of a pain in the hole. It genuinely was like, I'm not enjoying this. And that's if that even.
But you only enjoy being your best as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't enjoy going in taped up to the nines and not being as good as you were.
An hour and a half beforehand trying to get out, and like it for me, I always say it felt like it started to become a chore, and that was like, you got to get out of here, because it should never be like that. And I know, James, we were very privileged with our group, 14 years of it. But the reality is, there's times where the older you get, defeats are part of it. We had some tough defeats with some great times as well, but defeats you just get back on the horse. But times where the body's starting to get at you, and you get a little bit older, life starts coming along. You know, I just wanted to say to you, when I was at the Leinster final this year doing a bit of work, I bumped into Clown, I was with him, Cuddle, on the old Corlia. He was fast asleep. It wasn't a great game anyway, so I couldn't blame him. But did he get down onto the pitch with you?
Calm down briefly. Like, he's only like 3 months old.
I haven't had the little man in
Take that in your head. Like I said, I always wanted to do something like that. So
what was that?
Glad to do it.
Did that play? Did that come into your decision? You know, when you're saying finally, you know, Daisy, I'm gonna hang up the boots.
No,
like
actually nothing to do with the young lad at all. Like, it was more. I always said playing through the years that I never wanted to hang around too long. Yeah. I always had it in my head. I never wanted. Like, I watched guys play over the years and go, you're just chasing it constantly. I said I always want to try and get out, so like a little bit left in the tank, if you like. But it was more like, let's say the last 3 years, I got some of the muscle injuries and like hamstrings, quads, calves, everything. And I could deal with the shoulders, knees, break a bone. You know, that's kind of out of your control a little bit. You're doing the muscles all the time.
You can't hide a muscle injury. You can't hide a calf.
Something's wrong. Not something wrong, but like, and I wouldn't cut a corner when I come to train. I'd try the yoga, I'd go to physio every day. You know, do all that type of stuff. But when you're doing that constantly, you're just chasing your tail and. Play a game, miss 6 weeks, play a game, miss 6 weeks. Like, you eventually get to Croke Park, another quarter, semi-final stage. I've got away with it for a long time, scrambling to these games and missing 6 weeks training, and you got by, or you know, eventually you get ripped apart in there, because it's the most unforgiving place to play elite sport, because it's fast, the pitch is big, you know, most time in the summer that's a nice warm day, massive crowd, and if you're chasing your tail, chasing form, you know, getting older naturally, you know, young lads coming for you. So
I had sort of underestimated that aspect of your career, because one of the most remarkable stats, you know, and you know, we might get to the 9 All-Ireland medals of Mick Fitz and Stephen Cluxton, the record that you have, but you've started every one of the finals, 11 finals, replays and finals, like 11 finals starting as an outfielder. you get the black card in 16, so you don't finish that game. And I think you pick up an injury in 11 or you're subbed off for about 47 minutes. So the fact that you've actually had all these injuries, and I know in 16 you do the knee, and there's a great interview with Paddy. Paddy knows I go through the archives, but I think, Paddy, you started wing back in a few games in the summer of 16. And as James was coming back...
No, we were playing seven forwards.
Yeah.
But you got Kieran back.
Kieran used to go back.
Yeah. But Jim...
I think actually in 16, I think he had 8 forwards on the field against us.
Yeah.
He had everyone on.
And
we just put on all the backs.
He was
Jimmy a bit like Marino when he was when he's chasing games off, he just go for it.
That was unreal. But just the kind of weeks, like I think you had picked up a knee injury around Westmeath, and there was Donegal in the quarterfinal and Kerry in the semi-final, and all the papers were going nuts because they couldn't get info out of the Dubs. And Jim had Paddy up on. You were doing a presser, and you were like, "Oh, thank God, James only got a little knock in the knee or something. He's going to be back." But nobody had a clue. But you actually came back for the Kerry game.
Yeah, go back for the Kerry one.
But that was nearly miraculous recovery, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually togged out the quarterfinal against Donegal. So I used to always mark Michael Murphy on that time, kind of stuff. So. James mad into the mind stuff. I'm never playing the game, but I put a little strap in the knee and I warmed up. I think I warmed up. They were never going to play, but does I want to throw kind of the small screen there, thinking they're going to be playing stuff. But
you actually had a great record of getting fellas back fit.
No, we did. We were very fortunate.
With Keane and you like that.
Keane was on.
We were very fortunate.
A couple of years ago, Keane came on for the Kerry, the 23 final, and he
pulled off.
That was freakish.
Like he played in 15 and
torn hamstring.
Like he ripped his hammer against Mayo in the semi. And we were blessed. It worked out so well.
Lashing rain,
because it was a dirty, wet day, so then actually it's a slower game. I think he ended up marking Johnny Buckley. He wouldn't have been the quickest of guys. Like he's a good fielder, good footballer, but he wasn't like a Darren O'Sullivan or Declan or somebody like that to run you like. So he just worked out that for him so well that day. Like.
I remember Keane told us we were training on the Friday, so the game was the Sunday, so the Friday night we're in DCU, like, and like Keane, he couldn't even do the walkthroughs now. You know, this game is in less than this was like 7 o'clock on a Friday evening, so less than 48 hours away. And we go in and like Jim names the team as like Keane O'Sullivan centre back, and we're like,
he was so good.
He was unbelievable.
Like I think he was one of the most underrated footballers. Like for that kind of 6-7 year, you do that with him, like 'cause he's that good. You just
why was it?
I loved
was it up here or was it?
Like and he was quick. He could mark and drop off. And then, like, for, I'd say, laugh the Southsiders, so he was tough, like, do you know what I mean? He gets to be right, he wouldn't, probably wouldn't hit you a punch or something like that, but he'd get stuck in, like, done that way, so he just one of them, we love playing beside him, you love playing him in the backs with you, because he just one of them fellas.
Smart. He played with the brain, like, didn't he?
For that team, like, you see, modern teams, obviously, there's some brilliant defenders, obviously, but guys kind of get caught between, I'm either going to man-mark him, or I'm going to sit.
And
if a team sits, the opposition's going to know, right, we're going to target that area, or if you man-mark, well, then we're going to pull him out and create space. He just had, and Mac, he'd do both at once. He'd just smell, I need to be man on here, I need to drop back. Declan Derry, he was a brilliant defensive coach for the whole team as well, but just Keane, like with Rory, a full back, and then Fitzy later on. It was just pivotal in how we played, you know, so he was... He was worth the hassle, alright.
Final one on making the call for retirement. Like, I remember back in DCU, you'd have been a good man for Twitter and thrown out a couple of, you know, interesting statements. I could just remember it back at the time. Like, there was opinions. Like, I was just wondering, did you think of putting together something like this? Because this is one of my favourite retirement tweets ever. Paddy Andrews. When you ask the lads, should you come back next year? That is just an absolute cracker.
Is that Twitter?
I use that again.
That was a beauty.
The 2020
One night over the years.
It was that night. Yeah. But like,
but
the days afterwards, like you're
some lads with a bit of panache, like, I'd leave that off.
You did the statement. We've seen the statement.
Very good.
Didn't really luckily done it, but just
it was beautiful.
Kind of had to just.
It was beautiful.
But the statement is one thing, right? But there's probably a couple of days around it where you can actually relax and chat with family and friends and players you played with, and there's probably a nice, like it's nearly like a bloody live and wake, like it's like, you know, you're saying goodbye to your career.
I remember the week before I went down to my parents' house, and I like they're football fanatics, 3 older brothers, all that, no case family, like it's not going to go down well, like, you know, they think it'll go on forever type thing, and they weren't. I was like, they were so supportive of it, like, so. Yeah, I was just getting you then. It's kind of that. It was the right. I thought like, even another year, you know, that type of stuff, like, but they're like, nah, you're doing the right thing. I think like probably looking at going, geez, he's on the slip, right? Probably good time there.
I don't know about that.
No, it's it's like, and it's I still struggle with it a bit. To be honest, like it's kind of going, like maybe I could still do it, you know, kind of way. But
You're lucky you have a few good years to give to the club.
Yeah.
Like, because that actually does mean a lot when you go back.
Yeah. Like,
and to have the club.
I always had that in my head because. So the first few years with Dublin, with Ballymun were going really well as well. And I felt then we lost the club final at Kickhams. We got back to county final the following year. We lost to Vincent in replay.
They won.
Then I felt we nearly. I was guilty myself. We swung our focus to Dublin, let's say, and we probably missed out a lot for a few years at Kickhams. That now we still got the semis and finals, but we weren't like probably all encompassing in like that. Coming back after a long county season, we probably more that time we were winning the All Irelands on the beer, you're getting injuries and stuff, so you're kind of scraping back in here.
But the format didn't help you either. I always remember you'd be playing an All Ireland final against Mayo on a replay,
5 days later,
and you'd be marking.
Playing the following weekend. Most of the time, like so. Yeah, that was tough going.
The following weekend.
A lot of time you would. Yeah.
Put everything off until after. So
I started getting a little bit better. Maybe give it 2 weeks, but like that, if you're on the tear for a week, you're still not in great shape the following week.
There were some tough club games the week after All Ireland.
So
what did you win? One? Or you had 2 county championships?
2 county championships.
You got the All Ireland.
Got the All Ireland. That look.
Bridget's,
we were in a great position to win it. We didn't
you don't believe
that game doesn't even. Sorry, you'd love to have it back and play it. It was more the following year we played Vincent's in the club final, and we were walking the game. We were 6 up with about 10 minutes to go. Yeah. They came back, went extra time, went to replay. We basically lost by a point. Then they won the club All Ireland. So I think that kind of sickness a little bit. But
that was the year they won the All Ireland.
They won it.
Lost by a point after a replay.
And it's funny then. The year before we bet them in the semi, and they should have bet us. Like they're all, and it was the opposite. Like we were all over them, and they bet. That's the way it was. It was a nice rivalry with them.
I watched back that Bridges game this week.
Yeah.
Obviously, thought we'd be talking about it. Like, there's an image of you, and there's not many of them, James, because of what you go on to achieve with Dublin. But there's an image of you falling at the final whistle, like.
Yeah. Sickening.
Do you know Frankie Dolan getting that last minute point? You were 2-3 to point up.
Yeah, we were losing.
You don't get
the injuries.
You don't get to play those games back.
I never get a Paul Curran always attacks me about So I just about got back for that game, that final. But we basically played Sigerson 2 weeks before, and we were playing really good DIT team bet us. So it was on a Saturday. Yeah, it was a good game actually.
Big
actually a good
game.
DCU,
DIT.
They bet us by 2 or 3 in the end. Good game. I think they won in the end. But the following day with Kickhams, we had the league game against Ballymun. I always take after the season. I'll go out to this game, I'll tug out. We were getting well smoked by Bowden by 5 or 6 points. And I was annoying Paul Curran the whole game. Well, throw me in for 5-10 minutes. All of that. I went in for the last 5 minutes. First ball I went for came down. Just crushed my ankle, most brain dead thing I've ever done in my life. He's like, you're an idiot, you stay to me to this day, you're an idiot, So I ended up doing ankle league and stuff like that. But anyway, we got back for the game anyway. But
you were marking Carl Mannion that day, were you?
Or he was well. He actually scored. He had a great game that day. He scored 1, 2, and 3. We lost a tight game. They're a serious side as well. People underestimate them. They sent in Gilroy as well. Very good. He did a lot of damage.
He was class that day. Yeah.
Dolan was a bit of wise old head that time. Come on, click 2 or 3 points. So.
Cake and gold, Shane Kern.
He's a goals, yeah.
So
he liked that bit of the jab, alright, he did. But it's just what it is. You win, you lose them.
And I know there's no kind of doing over it, right? But you do get back there at Ballymun in 2020, right? Yeah. But there's no All Ireland series that year with COVID. That must have gotcha.
You won. You bet Bowden.
Just the way we were going, we bet the Fianna quarters, bet Bowden the semis, we bet
Bowden the final.
Crokes the semis, and we bet the Fianna by 5 or 6. Came good by 5 or 6, and then we smoked Bowden the final. We bet them well, 10, 11 points. So we would took a lot of stopping, but it is what it is. I was trying to remember doing an interview after, and I still wasn't sure if there was going to be provincials or All Ireland. I was really pushing hard. I really think it should be All Ireland this year. I think all the clubs really wanted. No, it wasn't. They made the mind up. It wasn't happening. So that happens. What can you do?
You haven't really shook a couple of defeats at the club, have you?
Well, yeah, we didn't get that many chances. So I actually had a similar to you. We were 7 up midway through second half and lost by a point after extra time in a replay.
Games,
it's the one thing.
Once you lose,
it's the one thing, and we lost plenty. Obviously, you won the All Ireland every year nearly with Dublin, but that's the one thing you can't shake off. It's just horrible.
The club, it's we a big famous defeat for us with Dublin was the Donegal game of 14, but you're pretty certain we were going to be back in a very similar situation over the next couple of years. You're going to get more opportunities. We only won one Dublin championship.
So hard to win.
And then we lost the Leinster club final to Kerry Castle by a point, last kick of the game. And it was that was one of the worst defeats I've ever had in my career, because there was that sense of it's so hard to get back. So hard to get back, and we never did, and I think with the club it's just it means a lot, but Jesus, the
Club can
defeats.
be real like cyclical thing. Like I find like don't be to come with batches like, and then you have a chance, you know, that kind of way. So
And I make the most of it.
You're obviously going to give a couple of years to the club now, or whatever you can. Like, do you feel
100%.
like
Yeah,
you were in the mix
I
this year
think
again?
we were like that after the 2020, we kind of lost away a little bit a year. We really like that as a club. So it's hard to explain. Like, just lads just take the piss a little bit and like half in, half out. You know, so we kind of lost 2 years after rebuilding a really strong side again. We lost to Lucan in the quarter final, and then we lost. Can you remember who we lost last year? We lost quarter final to Crokes. Tight enough game actually. I actually missed it with injury. The best by 3 in the end, I think 4. Then Cooler, like we were kind of the best. They kind of pulled away at the end. Was tight game for 50 minutes, let's say like that. So yeah, we're kind of rebuilding again with a good side. Hopefully myself and Dean and kind of more older heads around, and a lot of our older lads in the club. So you'd like to think we can do something again, but see, try and bring through some young players.
Definitely. Best of luck with that. You're listening to the Football Pod Club with our special guest, James McCarthy. It's brought to you thanks to AIB, who are proud sponsors of the All-Ireland Club Championships in football, ladies football, hurling and camogie this year. Those games are right in the midst of it right now in the provincial, so we'll be keeping a really close eye on that. James, just in terms of like, you've kind of given a couple of hints and a couple of clues along the way of what you nearly be like in a dressing room. Like, what was it that shaped you as a footballer growing up? Because I know you played a lot of soccer, didn't you?
Yeah.
When you were a kid.
And I suppose that kind of 90s kids just played everything, didn't you? Like, so like it was depending on what sport was on that time of year. You'd play tennis if it was Wimbledon season. You'd play rugby if it's Six Nations. You know, wherever down the green. So there's a lot of that going on. Like where I live, so there's kid heaven. Like there's 2 greens, and everyone went down after school straight down to the green. So
that's the dream, isn't it?
That is the dream.
Just went down.
I'd love that now.
Sure, it's sad though. You don't see as much anymore. That's the thing. So you know, everyone knows the challenge now with the phones and all that now. So, but that was just.
But that's an idyllic.
Straight down, and you
constant like
And then you had a different age. So like to be 20 kids down there, you have your 11, 12-year-olds, 8, 9. So you're always playing above your similar age or younger. So you learn to look after yourself pretty quick. 3 older brothers. Learn to look after yourself very quick as well.
It's nearly the perfect breeding ground.
Then a father who
the original macker.
No, there was no praise in the house. Anyway,
No.
So like he'd be very straight and would have drove us hard, which is very thankful now. But we used to fight him all the time.
Praise is no good for you either as a young fella.
Like you do.
Tiny little bit. A little bit.
Need a bit like
a little drive for that praise.
It wasn't really coming. Like so. That's that kind of mix. Kind of just. School back then was different and stuff. Like we'd rush down to school before, because you used to play football or tennis ball, football in the yard at 8:30 in the morning. So you'd fly down and you'd go down and you play 20 minutes of that before school. I don't even need to let kids out in the yard to play football anymore today. There's all health, safety and stuff. Yeah. Like you're doing that with it. So you're playing soccer with a tennis ball.
It's constant.
It's miniature skill, like how it works on your touch.
You don't even realise at the time, you're just doing it.
Get out for your small yard, wake straight out.
15 minutes.
Lunch straight out. We had a teacher down our school, he's Kickhams man, Armagh, Owen McConnell, like, and he got us all into football and he drove the school sport, like he was just brilliant, like he had you doing everything. So all them kind of combinations of
You don't realise how many skills you're picking up there from the age of like 4 to 14.
Like, you get home from school, you go, wait, how many keep you up is going to do? You try and do 100, like, that's always the...
You never got near 100.
you underestimate my soccer ability. I was originally a budding soccer star, but
you were a centre fielder, no?
Right back.
Bit of Johnny Giles or what kind of a midfielder?
He was a right back.
Virgil van Dijk was
Did you play Kennedy Cup?
I played Kennedy Cup, I think I did, yeah.
Did you play
Under 13s, was it? Kennedy Cup?
Yeah,
up in Northern Ireland, was it?
It used to be on in Newell, I think, wasn't it? Every year? Was it?
No, it moves around.
Oh, does it move around?
I played Talk Rovers and I played with Shelburne for a few years.
Did you?
Then I stopped playing about 14, so just like made the call.
It's that age, isn't it? You kind of have to. Probably wouldn't even get to that age now, would you? You'd probably have to make a call even.
You used to always be split and you play on a Saturday, Sunday, so you could do it obviously back then.
But there's so much proof out there about playing different sports and the impact they can have. But even like what you're saying there, it nearly sounds like, listening to John Giles talking about the 1940s and 50s in Ireland, like growing up in Dublin 8, do you know what I mean? Or even like thinking of Wayne Rooney, like, on the streets of Liverpool growing up, constantly playing.
Yeah, just playing, constant chasing the ball. Like,
yeah, but even nowadays, like, a lot of the footballers we're developing, they're coming through maybe development squads from a very young age, or there's a certain way of doing stuff in the club, which is brilliant. Like, the probably level of coaching has gotten good across the board, but it's maybe a little bit less off the cuff, I don't know.
It's very structured. Remember, Mac, you did a bit of this.
Fight this to the end
Do you?
of my days about like, everyone, you can't coach everything, and everyone has to be this way. Like, just where's the bit of magic? Like, where's the fella who can just do something with the ball, get the ball, take your man on? You know, like that's kind of actually getting coached out of the game, I think. So,
but they probably can't do it anymore because they're not exposed to the school system and playing in the yard and playing in the green.
Dublin development squads the last couple of years, Mac and Kerry were there doing a little bit, and I did a bit after I retired. Like, and I found that the biggest challenge. The kids are all coming in, they're great kids and they're mad to learn and stuff like that, but they're kind of 14, 15, 16 years of age. And it's so structured, and I get that. You need the kind of games and stuff, but they're talking, lads coming in going, and they can be playing a +1. Honest to God, like, because that's what they're getting, and that's the reality. That was kind of working. That you might win a failure or something. You know, the reality, like, these kids' technical skills were like room for improvement. Put it that way.
But the technical skills are in the garden. It's the garden stuff.
But it wasn't happening, and you can see it. And it's not just Dublin. There's loads of counties you can see. Underage players, they're fit and they're strong and they can hand pass the ball. I've never seen anyone hand pass the ball as well. Like, but they're not kicking the ball over the bar. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, I agree. It's mad. It's kind of insane. It's what's going on. Like, and like I said, we're going back to the club now, and I'd love to help out the underage or the nursery and stuff. But like every 10-year-old should be able to catch the ball, kick the ball, solve the ball, carry the ball. You know. And I'd say they can't now. Like, I wouldn't say. I'm not sure what your club is like, but
no.
I'd be surprised if they all could do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, hopefully that comes a bit more full circle.
But you know what it is? It's like this is stuff that you did in your spare time. Like, I remember coaching, playing minor and stuff like that. And yeah, you're being trained, but like the other 6 days of the week where you're not trained and you're out doing all this stuff as your pastime. Like, that's what you're enjoying doing. You're coming with the skills ready to play. Like, you know, so it's just. We sound really old here, like for generations.
Like, I never see myself a highly skilled footballer. Like, but I say kick with both feet. I can do outside the boot, right, left. I mean, 10 different styles of kick. Like 10 different styles of kick, I can do a majority of them. Like,
you think anyone
who
can kick a point in the last minute of an All-Ireland final on the road?
I can do it, so I wouldn't do it in the match now. But I can the actual technique we can do. But like the point, I'm not Darren McCarthy.
Chipping the ball and
spray the ball around. Like, still kick with both feet. Like, hand pass, ball, you know. Basics nearly, like the basic skills.
But I remember, like, people would always ask our successful team, like, what are you doing? Oh, Jim, to be fair to him, every single training session, every single one of them skills, the most basic stuff. People, like, it was a bit of catching, a bit of kicking, like, but that was what we did, like. And people are, no, you're not, you're taking the piss, like. Every single training.
People used to dismiss that, but it's so obvious. The basics were just so
every session, no matter what, like, yeah.
I'll never forget, we went nuts one game. We played Hughes down in Tralee in the league game, and it must be maybe 2018 or 19.
Was that the miss with the row at the end of the game?
Would have been that one. It was actually a cracker of a game for that time of year, the rain and stuff, but it was like 2-19 to 1.
Was it when Jim just walked straight past?
It would have been that game.
Peter Crowley scored the winner in the last.
Yeah. And he went nuts in the dressing room after the game, gone after lads about their skills, spilling balls, hand passing the ball behind guys. He went nuts, and then you watch it back, and there were so many times we were on the attack and we done that, like. But he went nuts about it. Not so much we lose the game. No, it was like your base skills were atrocious. You were like. He actually attacked me a bit. I was like, going all right that day. I was scared to kick 2 or 3 points. Like, you spilled this ball, you spilled this ball. No, he was just.
He used to be kind of nearly waiting for. He would be happy enough something like that happened, so he could just annihilate lads. I had a mark in injury time, just out on the right hand side, about 30 yards out, easy kick, and I missed it, hit the post, like. And on the Monday then, text off Jim, you're around for a call. Are you around for a call?
Around for a call.
Like, yeah. Give us a buzz there, and came to say, how many times did you practice that kick? Like it was February or something. So you're on the easing your way back, and at that time of year you're focusing on getting fit, like, and doing a bit of training. And sure enough, the next Tuesday night, I think everyone was out on the pitch about 45 minutes before tonight and doing all the skills, hand pass. But he was delighted with it, you know. But
you need someone driving those standards, because there was one time Paul Galvin came back to our setup late, and we thought we were getting on fine in training, and he came into the session. And we were kicking the ball away and it was going everywhere, and next thing he just stopped up the session. He goes, what is this like? We need to up it straight away. And then from there it was just different level. But when someone calls it out and is on top of it, it's just different level then straight away. Just
going off topic on you do, like.
No, it's class. It's kind of what I was thinking, but I just got distracted.
He's like Ron Bergen, his teleprompter in the background, his questions. No, one more question here. 14 years in unbelievable longevity and consistency in your career, but played under 3 managers, and all in their own rights legends. Like Pat, that breakthrough, probably underrated outside of Dublin how important that was and how important Pat was, and kind of taking the thing on from what Pillar had done. Then Jim obviously has that success and the genius of Jim, the consistency of it, and Desi coming in, All-Ireland winner, player, minor All-Ireland winner, manager, under 21, a couple at senior level. Legends in their own right, but very different personalities, aren't they? Like characters.
So different.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
What?
And also strong and different kind of like. Pat came in, started and ripped the script up, right? He was just like.
But that's more your style, like.
What was your
relationship with those guys?
So I was watching that Dublin team, say in 06, 07, I was 15, 16, and we were getting it. You know, you nearly say like hammer teams get the point to meet a really good team and then just fold. That's what was happening probably at the time. Like, and getting clips. So like I was looking on, I can get into that team. You know, being stupid 15, 16 year old. But like I always thought, I think I could, like, don't know. And then, so there was opportunities then as well. You see, it was a good timing thing as well. Like, so played minor with Dublin, it was okay minor. Like, played 21, we won the 21 All-Ireland. So that was the push in the
under
window, under Jane. And so Pat was obviously looking for players. So, you know, that worked out. But like, really took Dublin from probably a bit of a soft touch, everyone's been honest, to, you know, like, could play good football, absolutely, you know, good athletes and stuff like that, but just probably couldn't get it done. He just, like, stripped that down. Like,
he changed everything, didn't he?
He just, like, you got to toughen up, you got to tackle, and you got to run. And he just, that was his basis to start, like, and it was horrendous to train, like.
You love that. You love that.
I didn't care. Like, I was like, oh, mate, Dean, I'll run all day. Like, attack. We used to play Monaghan in the challenge match every November.
Banting.
And whatever there was the green beforehand, it was
rails.
It's just full rails. It was pure rails. Like. And no, but even before that, actually, remember he done the divisional thing? He broke Dublin in divisions.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And these were killing us in these matches. Like, the way you want. So we had some of the guys managing teams, like Eamon Heary managed teams. So these are all guys.
Nick Gavin's managed.
We obviously had them all like wound up. Like, so each team's like, I had a big match with Kevin McMenamin's brother Brenton.
He was one of
it.
He was beat us in the final.
He might have won it, but it's a good idea. At the
this
time.
is like 09-10, is it?
Yeah, this was
Pat's first thing.
This is 09.
08. It would have been December 08.
When he was trying to get a panel together.
Yeah, so this is Tron.
Like, he got the job.
He literally just threw the.
October.
No, I'd say it was after the defeat.
You think it was after Kerry?
No, I'm telling you, it was his first thing. I remember.
Anyway,
This is the first time he
basically thrown the net out.
Oh, really?
You try and unearth like hidden gem. You know, you just threw the net out, and that's what's going to happen. Like, and he probably got Mick McCarthy, you know, in the guard. These types that probably wouldn't be your. What's the word look for? Not that this. I hate to think that. Not your stereotypical guy who will play
they're not the flash.
These were like just horses, like, you know.
There was players that Dublin didn't have.
Yeah. Great way to put it. Like when Mick first came in the first few years, like Mick was a wrecking ball, a ball of energy, just. But he had great hands. People always forget about his touch. His
so hard to stop. Once he got
great in
going,
the air, great runner, pop balls off. He dummies. He played lots of basketball, obviously. Like, so that's always underrated about Mick as well. Like, he's well able to like.
Mick was player of the year. Like, do you know what I mean?
It is. It's forgotten about.
And his attitude was brilliant. You do your preparation. You're playing. He didn't give a fucking exit. It was brilliant.
I'm saying, who did this fella have?
Yeah, he just like.
Honestly,
I'll beat this fella like that.
There was times we'd be going playing again. Who are we playing at the weekend? Like Kerry. Oh, they're good, are they? And it's not, like not as a wind up, like just a different way in the dressing room, which was needed. Like, but everything needed to change.
Yeah, but Pat's whole thing was strip it all back and get tough to beat. And like, we probably got a bit of a name being defence team. We weren't a defence team. We were just a bit tough. Like, we worked hard, we tackled like mad, and we never dropped like 13, 40 minutes on the ball. Never wanted that, but we just worked like dogs and hit, like, tackled hard. But got that kind of foundation built. Then we started adding the football in, because we had the footballers, like. Just about getting the mind going and getting a bit of steeliness in the team.
The biggest thing with Pat, like, Pat nearly had to change whatever about external. Like, reality, we weren't respected. Like, I was on the squad at the end of Pillar, like, and we played Tyrone in 08, and we were thinking we were all right, and Tyrone best with like 15 points. And then Pat took over in 09 and kind of probably nearly didn't back himself, kind of kept things ticking along from Pillar, and then we played Kerry in that famous game. We lost by 17 points. And then at that point, Pat was just like, right, I'm doing this my way, and changed. He had to convince outside of Dublin that we were a serious team, but there was a serious bit of internally to the players kind of going, you aren't going to do anything unless you listen to what I'm telling you to do. And that's where like Mick, Kev Mack, Ayaj, all these players came in who had no baggage of this way of doing things, and probably with a little bit going like you're saying, you lads are shite, like. You can't get it done, so we're going to come in.
Said that for the way,
Set it off.
No,
But
sorry,
you needed the whole thing, and that was
it.
Pat's genius. He brought that.
And then when you come down, like you can't, like you have two choices, and you probably see it Kerry over the years. I've seen it done over the years. Some lads come down and go after it. Some lads go down and just coast along. You got to come down and go like. So I first down and go, right, I'm going to try and mark Paul Flynn, Dermot Connolly every training session I can. So I take them out, or I do well in these guys. I'm going to. Good chance I'm going to play so like this. You have to have that mind. Like you got to be.
That transformation. It kind of. It's funny. It kind of kicked into gear then, and it may not have mattered at the time. And Pat Gilroy said it after the game, very calm afterwards. He was like, "No big deal. Kerry had a load of lads away." But you played him in the league in 2010, a few months after losing on 09. That's actually your Dublin debut.
Yeah.
Do you know he actually makes his debut the same day? He comes off the bench. Yeah. You're
How did he get 6?
You're marking Galvin.
How did your day go? I got about 3 points kicked off me about 20 minutes. I'm getting the curly finger here. I had a rough start, but
you were on Galvin.
This brilliant that Pat was, yeah. I'm sorry, that was probably him in his palm. I got a real lesson.
He was.
Did you?
I remember banking on my head.
Was Gavin?
I remember a lot of this. He probably was out there.
What
In around that time. But
what did you bank?
Unbelievable.
I just banked how he just outfoxed me in every way, like that kind of way. Like,
really?
I remember, like, I was like, I'd be quicker than him, so I'd just get out in front all the time. And I went out in front one time, he clipped my heels. I went down, he won the ball, stuff like that. I was like, I remember all this. Like, it was a great lesson for me. Like. And in fairness, and sorry, I think Pat was great as well. Like, most guys would have took you off. Like, fair due, he left me in the game the whole game. Like. And I was probably looking to get taken off that stage. I was getting run around, but he stuck it out and he keep figuring it out. And in fairness, probably had a better second half, you know. So, but it was a great learning as a young fella starting off, like against one of the best guys you play against, like, you know.
Were you nervous that day, or were you ready?
Well, I wasn't really. Like I was playing so well and training back then and stuff. I was like, you know, I was probably not get cocky yourself. I was like, you know, I've made it. You're nowhere near making it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but it's like I'm ready to go for this. Like, and probably set me back a little bit for a period. Probably play a couple more league again. I didn't actually play much championship that year.
You were. I don't think you. I think your debut was against Leash the next year.
The following years I fought championship. I proper broke through like.
Stephen Cluxton's 50th game is your first game, which is a bit mental.
That is insane.
Isn't it mad?
He had a career before, and then went down to
1-9. Club playing.
That is.
I remember watching him. I was in the hill. I was like 12 or something, and looking. Oh, this fella's in goal. Like, he's still going.
I still think what he done in the All Ireland final in 23 is one of the most
incredible.
I said it. The lads wouldn't
first point.
The first, but that was the most important. Like I couldn't believe he'd done that. Like just.
He hadn't kicked the free in age.
So you know how hard it is to kick a free and it's wet and the Quickfire. That was about 50 yards. And he hadn't kicked a free in about 5 years. And he just went down, and it was a hard free. He's over towards the Hogan stand and put over the black spot. And kind of gone.
That was a statement.
It's a statement. It was a statement. It was a bit of a. Like, I remember being right behind, going like, "Got such a boot kick out." Like I was like,
everyone did.
Look, just that's the type of fella he was. Like he was just
every kick that day, every kick out, 2 scores he gets. It took him. We were laughing. We were up on the top tier, and you were giving him lip. It took him about 25 minutes to get up to take the free. I hope this guy. I hope he doesn't tough the fucking thing. And he nails it over the black spot. And everyone in Dublin supporters that day in the stadium. It was like. Yeah. Like I remember watching it. I know Mackie will tell us more about it from the playing side, but as a supporter looking at that was such a massive win for Dublin. That victory, do you know what I mean? Wasn't it? It was.
I was, yeah.
For you as a player, you
moved like, yeah, it was huge. Like, so naturally, everyone thought maybe the team's kind of gone now and it's moved on, and as you would, if you bet 2 years in a row, and we kind of had that feel to it, like so. It was nice to kind of wrestle it back a bit for a year anyway.
The hunger, like you could see the savage hunger, and you could see like some of the interviews you did in the minutes afterwards. I know they're probably very different, speaking like with that emotion and Croker around you and the music and all that. But like you were so emotional at the final whistle there.
Yeah, like it was huge. Like it was a massive win for us. Like it really meant a lot to us. Like to come back and do it again. So.
The hunger had been replenished, obviously, by the 2 defeats because you'd done the 6.
Yeah, like,
I'm not saying
like we won in 2020. Like that's just a weird year, wasn't it? Like it was there 2-3 games to win it. Like it was just. There, I'm not gonna say we're a Muslim maybe, but we kind of were in a way. It wasn't like a proper. There's no crowds. That was really weird. Like, and then we got to 21, like, and we were just coasting along. You just knew.
Did it feel like that?
What you knew would come, like you're a half-time back game with Mayo, I think we were 5 or 6 up. And we were
you're
playing nice, no football, but like, the team was probably on fumes at that stage. We were probably 6 years, 7 years dominating winning everything. Like, we were
Can you
winning
see that
leagues.
in the moment? Or is it
No,
only
you
after?
can't. Of course you can. It's hard to. That's kind of hard to pick up on that stuff. You don't really know until it's really put you in Croke Park, like so, or in the big game. So, we were probably covering up, masking things a little bit. And we just eventually came up on us and got caught out. So I didn't get caught out. We sort of got beaten by a better team. No two ways about it. So yeah, I think the team was long time on the go, like, and played a lot of football, and it was just put you on out with this team at that stage.
Yeah.
What was driving you, like, because I think it was Michael R. McCauley had an interview when you retired, and he said that James McCarthy would kill everyone in Mayo, every man, woman and child. He said that you got to this level of intensity. But you know, he said you got to this level of intensity.
Hyperbole from me.
Like, were you thriving on like that ultra intense constantly?
Yeah, it was probably
you on the edge?
Probably circles back to Pat's era in a way. He was just so like obsessed with putting pressure on teams and not giving them space and tackling and it worked then for us. Because we went from being like miles off from All-Ireland in such Kerry best by what to be 18 points.
17, yeah.
And then we went from, we have the setback final against Meath thumped us, and that's when we had loads of new players in, so you could have easily thrown out that team as well.
Am I right in saying you were number 28 in the panel that day? You weren't, you were watching.
I was actually, because I thought I should have been playing around that time. It could be the delusion, Pat tell you something different, but it's like, I need a chance here. And me and Dean were actually doing number, both teams were going to America at the time. I went, no, I'll stick out of here, and Dean actually did go. But I just stuck out after the year, and I thought then, well, I'll definitely get a game after this match. And I actually didn't, I was fuming. Like. But I stuck out after the year, and yeah, the opportunities come the following year. But probably goes back from then, and then we had such big rivalries then with yourself and Mayo from, let's say, 2012 all the way to like
21.
Probably particularly like
Still.
Yeah, it's just a huge rivalry, them three teams. Like, and you just have it with them as well, I'd say, wouldn't you? Like, be a bit of edge between Kerry and Mayo all the time.
It was just interesting when he said that, because I think that was something that we were missing.
Yeah.
That like the intense, the ferocious hatred almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was only when he said it I was like, I think we were missing that.
What do you mean?
know what I mean?
Internally, like in the group or externally?
Yeah, someone driving that edge. Like, because obviously we lost a lot of senior players and we had a new batch or whatever, but
yeah.
I think we lost that. It only twigged to me when I heard that interview. I was like, to have someone driving that intensity constantly would have been so
probably
bad.
had a few players though that like had a bit about them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as in,
But there was also Mac as well.
they had.
There was a personal
John
thing.
Smalls, you had Johnny.
Different personalities.
They're all tense kind of guys, you know, kind of way. Like, but like, yeah, and the rivalries were huge. Like, that's the thing. Like, as in, every time we played them, there was a point, and there were 2 points in it. All the games played. Same with Mayo. Like the real edge was to Mayo. Like, we didn't like each other. Like,
It really was.
That plays to it. That bit there.
There's respect for them, like, absolutely, but you didn't like them, like. That's
And
the way
why
it was.
didn't you like them? Because they were going for your...
Teams just sparked off each other. I don't know what it is, like.
Yeah.
Every game we played, there was just that edge, but they really gave it to us as well. You know, that kind of way, like they really put us the pin in our collar all the time.
You thrived on that though.
We did, yeah, we did. We not like they would have had. I suppose they're a bit of a weird team to prepare for. Like, we prepared for them, and we prepared more on their defenders than their forwards. That makes sense.
Their halfback
The way
line.
they played.
Their halfback line was superb. Like, you had Keegan,
Boyle, Donny
Vaughan,
Higgins
was brilliant, come from corner. Like.
I'll give you
They were nearly more their threat. Durkin came in as well. Like, they were probably more their scoring threat than they set up everything. Like, you know that. So it was always like get a hit in them fellas as much as you could. I never.
funny story,
so
right?
I didn't get a chance
about
much.
James, right? I was to chat with Mick about this. We're playing against teams with kickouts, right? Very basic enough. We started kind of bringing in a kickout strategy, and it was basically if we're going to go man to man, right, and go after teams, we'd call it red, like, and it was like Mac, you could see him in the dressing room going like, fucking shit. Loved it. And then Jim got really fancy. He must have been reading some tactical books, and he goes, right, we can do a bit of zonal as well, and we called that blue, right? I remember that was kind of there were. Teams with kickouts were getting more sophisticated. It was like 2013, 14, 15, so it's obviously massive now, but back then that was the height of it, red and blue. And I remember it was at Mayo in the 16 final maybe.
The replay.
No, the first game I think, and it was like, right, we're gonna, Clark, we'd have all worked on kick, Clark's gonna kick it over this way, and like, we're gonna go blue here. And we're like, I was like, yeah, that's good. I just look over the corner of the dressing room, you'll see Macker there like fucking shaking, and his toe was hitting the ground, and he's absolutely fucking fuming.
That's not right.
Everyone's grand, man. Mac's like, what? Will we not think of going red here for this fucking thing?
No, but
we
I was more like,
go after
I love starting the games. Like,
On the front foot, like, set the
it was
tone.
I just thought it was balls, you know. It was like you're going man to man, and that's like, you know, I just like get in their face straight away, and like we had a great team back then. You know, like a lot of guys could do that. Like we could go man to man, like. And,
but I think we started the game really poorly, and I remember for the replay it was like
being
go
passive
after them
and stuff. Yeah, we started the replay and actually got
and we started really well.
I think we hit 6-7 points. We actually started the 19 final replay on man to man as well. We hit 6 points in a row like that.
It's like a trick in their
5
head,
in a
isn't it?
row. It's just I don't know. Sometimes you know, like you get momentum in Croke Park. Like I'll never forget the biggest momentum we ever played. We played Hughes in 16. I thought we were dominating the game. We were
2 goals.
going really well. Like we were like we're on it here. Like and we were probably 5 up.
Yeah.
And Hughes hit us for 2, 4, 5.
Darren and we got a goal off the kick out.
2, 3 or
2 goals just far.
I think it was 2, 3 or 2. I never got hit that hard, that quick. It was like a minute, and we were shell shocked. We were like,
We did an unmerciful press on your kick out that day.
Used to press really heavy back then.
We did that zonal, but we did zonal with everyone up. I think it was nearly the first crowd that went full push zone, and it was
because we went from being 5 up to being 6 down at half time. We needed half time. Like remember because we could actually just take a breath for a minute and go, what happened there? Like, and I remember like that was just like what, like we're literally like in disbelief at half time. And I think a few of us said, a few close as like Roy, everyone's going long. And he just blasted every kick along in the second half. And we
go for it. Like.
I think we hit 5 in a row in the
we were so used
that match.
to teams sitting back
second half.
Teams going, have to kick him. And then so when Kerry came up, that 4-4-4, it was Keane O'Neill?
It was what?
Or was
it was Eamon. But like, I remember I was on the bench.
Was Keane O'Neill involved in that? Or that was Fitz's
No,
call?
he was gone in 15. Yeah, no, it was Eamon's thing, yeah. It was off, I think it was off Brucey Dortmund, off Klopp's gegenpress thing, whatever, but I remember the crowd just went
wild,
when they saw everyone up, you know.
And I remember, I was playing the back. I was playing backs that day, and you'd know where to go for the ball. Like you're like,
really,
you just see bodies.
It's the first time experiencing that. You're like, gee, well, actually, no, where am I going to go? And you feel like you're like a spare tool. Like you don't know what to do. Like,
but it depends who you're playing for, man on man. Because if you're playing, say, a team that has everyone back, then for you to go man for man and get everyone up on them is almost impossible. There's always going to be one. But if you're playing a Mayo, they probably don't have that back. Perfect.
I never was ever thought you could do it for a whole game, but periods you could do it, like, you know, that. But we done it in 14, and we got hosed for doing it. Like we were, but like
that's the only thing we did.
We were more, we were not really naive. Like so, I'm jumping around here, but like obviously 13, Jim came in, and it was like front foot football. What's Klopp call it? But heavy metal. It was like man to manager and just blitz teams, and we did. Like we probably.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I loved it. Like, that's like football. I see my years playing football. There was only 2 different cycles to it. Like the first 5 or 6 years was all open football, and it was expansive, and it wasn't really there was the tactics were starting to come in, but
it was aggressive.
We didn't wear GPS back then and stuff.
Did you not?
No, did you know GPS? But they came in later enough. Stuff like it wasn't as serious, like, that kind of way.
It was freer. And I think that's it with our group.
Yeah.
We loved, like, the players loved it. Jim was like, Jim had a big thing where, like, we're gonna be the team to end the blanket defence. Like. And that was kind of something we hung our hat on, like. And we played 13, the scores we were racking up.
Yeah.
But then we got
fine, and then
caught
14 we were the same. We were blasted through everywhere, and then we got to the semi-final, and we were well on top and got at the start. Like we probably went 5 up, and then we had a goal chance to. Like, I reckon one of them going in. They might have been in trouble, but in fairness, they're very underrated on the goal team that side. Like they're a good mix. Like obviously they're defensive, but they're loads of good footballers. They're big and they're strong and a bit edged.
You obviously used that game, and we've spoken about it a lot in the pod, how you kind of reshaped afterwards. If you win the All-Ireland in 14, perhaps maybe a flaw or two in the system, do you then go on nearly 3,000 days unbeaten? I think it's 2,500 days. Do you think that 5 in a row, the 6 in a row, does that make that happen?
No chance.
You needed that lesson.
We took that defeat so hard, everyone, from memory, like really hard. And then I remember Jim, he took it harder than anyone. Mum was certainly got a meeting the following couple of weeks, pretty quick after the game. Brought in about 10 of us, 11 of us, and we watched the game. And he's like,
watched it back then?
Yeah, watched it back. This is never going to happen again. And then out you go. That was it. We were like, whoa, fuck it, you know. Right, fair enough. We were all points that, and then actually that 15 year, I loved that year of football.
It was a great year.
Because we had we're all on a mission, don't like, and we're all
Something to prove, like.
We enjoyed it.
we were young, don't we? Like,
As well, like.
the team was like a perfect storm. The team then, I reckon, it was like 3 groups of players come together, all in their primes. Let's say, so it would have been, let's say, Paddy's batch. Like Paddy, Dermot McConnell, Paul Flynn, Bernard, them type of guys. Then you would have had like myself, let's say Dean, Johnny Cooper, our kind of batch. And then you had all the famous now, the 3 gangs. You had
Fento, Jack, and Kieran and all.
Fento, Jack,
It was Fento's first
Kieran,
year, yeah.
John Small.
It's the perfect mix.
They were burned, Conor, all them guys. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like a perfect mix, like of a team, like really.
The lads had grown up a little bit by that stage as well, by 15.
Was
You
that
know,
your-
just
The
last one on that.
competition was unbelievable.
Was that your favourite year?
I
Or
just
what
have
do you
such.
think was your best year? About 14 and obviously.
Probably them few years of me personally, like a bit of football
Personally,
wise,
yeah,
like,
the team. Like.
I felt we were going to like we'd take a serious team to be as them 4 or 5 years, like just because how we had answers in a lot of places. Like I thought we were strong everywhere. You know, like I thought we had the best goalkeeper, the best defenders, best midfielders, but like
Best
not
bench.
being cocky about or anything. I was just we were such a strong team.
But sure, the bench was ridiculous. Like Costello
Bench,
wins it in
yeah.
16 off the bench.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you get a black card in
Yeah.
16 and Paddy comes on
Yeah,
and
that's
scores 2
good.
points.
We had 4 or 5 guys come
Deserved
on
black
and
card.
would score.
Killing
That
O'Connor.
was again.
Yeah, sorry, let's put the record straight now. You've been accused of being too wound up before that game in 16.
I was running
Yeah,
down the
were you?
sideline.
Oh, I know.
I was like black card.
And did you deserve a black card?
Was it black hair? Oh, black hair was substitution, was it?
Yeah.
came out-
Oh, you're gone. So gone after
off the
15
game.
minutes, gone for the game. I was
Paddy
in
had
the
the
stands fuming like.
I was there talking to the linesman, going, "That's black." Killing
Like,
O'Connor.
go back to them
Jesus.
days, like they're just like there's age. Like I think there's a for every time we're coming out in the dugouts, they used to be like
Yeah.
Arresting.
lads shouldering each other, and you know, that's the way it was. Like, and that was like that game as well. So it was just like in fairness to Conor, like I wanted to kill him back. You know, like that we played, but like he played on the edge as well.
Oh,
Like,
Killian always had the edge,
He's you know he's not the.
He's no
He's a
saint.
football saint himself,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? So it was just like that, and I think he popped the ball, and he went to body check me. I was like, no, I'm going to plough through him, like, and then he played me, he jumped in the ground, like, I was like, yeah, you know, like, but
Who
that's the way it
was the ref for that? Was it Conor Lane?
They're all mixed up in my head. Could have been Eddie Kinsler.
It was a miserable second year in a row where it was
Yeah.
lashing out of heavens again. It was a shite game again. Like,
Yeah.
But your
Yeah.
Dean Rocks
People
scores your
think
first
they're-
point that day, like, and then you get 2 before half time in 31 minutes. 31 minutes on the clock. Do you know, like,
It was a poor football game, but
Yeah.
it was so
What?
physical. I think
What scored half time?
2-1, the 2 own goals. And that's
got 2-0,
2-3
geez.
maybe, yeah.
But that was kind of our games with Mayo, like with some brilliant games with you guys as well. Like, but those
I always say we had brilliant football games against
Mayo was a
Mews,
war, like.
and Mayo was just killing us, like,
Yeah.
it was just so tough, like, it
Coming
was
off
real,
the
like,
pitch after every game, Mayo game was like.
edgy. Now, sorry, we had a few good football games then, like, as in, like, it had a mix of both, like, but generally they're so physical, like, everyone watching, like, everyone watched off the ball activity, there's guys always
Should
wrestling.
have had player cams.
There's
yeah.
always guys, like,
But at that stage,
wrestling
right, so
and
you had 2015, so you obviously have 2012, right, and then the 13
Yeah.
final. But then you have 15 semi-final replay,
Yeah.
16
Replay.
final replay,
Yeah.
and then
17
17, which is often looked back on
Probably
as
the best
one of the best
football,
games,
yeah.
right? And it was a cracker.
Yeah.
But like, it's been mentioned a lot in the last couple of days, your kind of last 10 minutes that day.
Yeah.
And it was like, it wasn't a fluke. It happens so many times in the crunch in the last few minutes. You have it in the tank to make the big plays. Did you feel, you go 2 points down that day. Mayo were 2 up with 8 minutes to go. And I think you get the next point in that lovely pocket you loved on the right by the hook and stand. You
The
curl it
outside
over
one.
there. And then you win the next kick out.
It wasn't the outside of his left.
No, not this
That
time.
way.
And then Clark's kick out
Yeah.
before the free for Rock. You're up against Aidan O'Shea, I think, on that sideline. There's a cluster of bodies, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You come up and win it, give it to Connolly, and he's through and wins the free. Those couple of minutes, can you remember them when you think back on them?
It's what's this, 6-7 years ago now. No, not really. Like, I remember the game, like, as in, they were well on top of us that first half. I remember that, like, they were well on top of us, and we were. So I think we could have been a point up. I don't know how we were. Like, they were that dominant, like. But we flipped the script at half time. Like I nearly says one of our best second halves. I think we had 11 shots and 11 scores. And when you type kind of half football, like,
it was one of the best.
so we kept turning balls over the first half. Like, sorry, I'm off turning ball over. Like, if you're coming off the shoulder, you're hammering hard, you're kicking inside. If we lose, who cares? Like, do you know what I mean? But it just seemed to be losing a lot of ball. Like, but
You won the throw in and gave it to Mannion. You had a point back after 15 seconds that time.
Come on, like, Deck Darcy would be brilliant. He'd wind you up. Like,
Really?
He'd often come up to me, going, "You were useless there in the first half." Like, he'd wind you up. Do you know what I mean? You better get your act together.
At half time in the dressing room.
Yeah, he did. Like, he just,
He
I had a
knew-
great relationship
he knew
with him.
what
I
to
just,
say.
he knew what to say to get you going. Like,
Yeah.
he'd be like, "You playing out?" You know, he'd say something like, "Or you're like, stop worrying about the opposition player, play your own game." Like, you know exactly what to say to you. Like he might be like, that period I might be giving man-to-man jobs. I was probably a bit too obsessed with the man-to-man job, and instead of contributing more to the teams, when he'd say that to you, like, you know, he'd be like, use your legs, get up the pitch. Like,
He'd challenge it, wouldn't he? Like,
yeah, it's you can do. He'd be always like, you can do both. Why are you just obsessed with one thing? And he's probably right. Like, I'm probably obsessed more with
stopping your man.
And I suppose probably the last 5 or 6 years, like I got more free rolls. Really, couldn't just go out and play. Like, you know, that kind of way. Like,
did midfield help with that?
Probably, yeah. Actually, like, it was nearly just stumbled on going midfield. Really, like I don't know. I think we had so many defenders at that point that were really strong and good. That
Smalley had come through and become
yeah, Fenton probably became the kind of dominant midfielder.
There was a nice
John became our best man marker. Like John's a brilliant man.
Yeah.
Like he's good as anyone.
So important, yeah.
What's it like playing with Brian Fenton in midfield?
It just worked. Like John, kind of like we were yin and yang. Really, like he was
Nice
your
balance.
kind of. He's a bit of a freak. Like Fenton, in fairness, like he was so big, but to be so
athleticism
skillful
as well. Like, yeah.
How did he not play 20s?
His skill level was
and minor.
Like,
He's grown though. He's improved.
I think he had an ACL injury or
was it injury?
something like that, and I think he took a late stretch stuff like that. But he was a bit of a freak with his skill for such a big fella. Like, you know, kind of way.
right left foot from 40, 45
But-
minutes.
Outside the left?
Fento probably does have it. Maybe a little bit more than Max now.
Like that.
But sorry,
Kick
the
score.
17,
just,
like-
and it just worked. Like as in, I was probably naturally more defensive, but I could get up as well. No, it just kind of we worked well. I always said looked after him over the years, and he had a hand. But it just worked. It worked for a few years, and yeah, it just happened. I don't know. It was just one game got put in, and it kind of worked.
Yeah.
But come here, James. Do you know when I think you were right? I think mentality and just drive. But say people talk about great teams and all that. Most of the time, it does come down to one or two moments. Like in the 13 game against us, Macaulay gets the flick on. Like, but in all those big games that you're involved in, you nearly had a big say down the stretch. Yeah. You know, like in the main moment. Did you ever think about those moments before the game or prepare for them, or did you get to a stage in the game where you thought, right, I'm going to have my influence now, or how did that come about?
I suppose, like all of us, we all dream of scoring and the big, you know, like that. So there's obviously that element to it. As the years went on, you start getting your never bought into sports, like not a huge fan, but like I could obviously see there's some sort of benefit to it as well of going after the right stuff. So you start doing a bit of mind stuff, and definitely has its role. But it was more like games that you didn't do it, and I was like, I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
I'd rather give the ball away and lose the game. You know, that kind of way, like then go hiding for 20 minutes. So
Be
it's more than that.
involved
I'm just gonna go at it anyway, and if it doesn't.
So you're nearly driven by the fear of not delivering.
Yeah, like I think you listed thing Roy Keane there. He said I was just so maybe a bit of that to it, like fear of losing, not fear of losing.
Could have been able to give more.
Yeah, just like that. I think that's a horrible feeling. I'd rather go give the ball away and then I try to do the right thing.
regret
work out. You know, that's more that side of it, and then it's more of a confidence thing as well. Like my first 3-4 years, Dublin didn't open me out. Like just took my job and that was it. And then you obviously get more confidence, more games you play, and you start producing in bigger games, and you're like, I can do this, you know, that way, and you start expanding your game. And like every year, like I definitely thought I probably got a better footballer, because Jim was obsessive with that, and Pat Desi as well. That like you can get better every year. Doesn't matter what age you are, like you can add stuff to your game. So there was that element as well of just naturally getting.
You could see that with your
actually getting better. Like.
Through career. If you look at a photo of you in 2010, right, and you've a similar
Right,
frame,
yeah.
but you were slight, but you've put on serious.
Scully was. But like
but the skills too, like
there wasn't
the
a
skills
huge element
progress
of
as
that.
well.
Like it was just naturally getting. And like, and it's funny you say that. I remember one season we all went through periods and whatever training we were doing. We all got groin surgeries
13
over years.
5 or 6 months, yeah.
There's a lot of
I got 2 Gilmores and the doctor done 1 year, and so you can't train for about 3-4 months. But the gym started getting big back then, so I went to the gym and I came back and I must have been I was like a rugby player. Like I was like, I remember playing. I always remember the game. We played it as a league game against Galway in Crow Park, and Shane Walsh ran at me, and he just blew past me and left me for dead. I always backed my legs and like I'd run with most of it. Touch wood, like Jeremy used to go, not many guys would burn me, like, and he just left me for dead. I remember seeing a photo of myself after the game going, if this stay you, like just arms and shoulders and like, you know, running around like this. I was like, I didn't lift weight for the rest of the year. I genuinely did not lift weight for the rest of the year. And
there was a phase, wasn't it? There was a big phase.
Everyone got
gym
this
there.
big
You're too bulky.
and I was like, that
doesn't work like that.
That's just not, like, no way, never done that again. just fell into the trap like a lot of guys do, or a lot of guys nowadays do as well, like the gym culture, like so.
Speed is the key. That is.
So you can see that. You've kind of hinted at it a few times, and you've been brilliant with your time so far, so we're not going to keep you too much longer. But you've hinted at some of the personalities that were allowed to flourish, and you said you weren't a big talker at the start, and you go into it. You've got Michael Darragh-Macaulay there, you've got Stephen Cluxton, you've probably got Johnny Cooper, a million lads there that have different personalities. How were you all able to? What bonded you that you were able to all be yourselves, Paddy? Even like, what was it that let you all be yourselves in that dressing room and achieve what you did along the way?
We were very lucky. We never that drink ban thing, that never came into our team. It was just huge. And particularly before COVID, before the new championship, she played a game in 4 weeks to the next game. We went out
before Super 8, so.
Yeah, even during the Super 8, we went out after every match. So that naturally that leads the lads having a bit of crack there, all that type of malark. It's still the best form of team bond. You do all these workshops and this stuff on nowadays. Go.
We had a great trip to France now.
Hang me out here now. But it's so important for a team. But I've been over France there over the years and had too many glasses of red wine. Let's just say took a tumble somewhere. But
shutting up the pop.
No more details needed. But the whole team was like a.
We weren't allowed to go because it was like, was there some band?
Sorry, everyone thought we were on a training camp.
Yeah. It was
we all thought we were going
we were freaked.
We were like, what are we going to France for? And Jim had a reverend idea about something. We went to France. Basically visited these.
Yes.
The Sam, yeah. It was 2 days on the beer.
It was World War II.
It was beautiful. The scenery was unbelievable. And it was a heat wave this weekend, but basically 9 to 5 in this tour around northern France. And to be honest, they even had a pain in their bollocks. Like, what are we doing here? This is the minute we got back to the hotel, straight to the bar, and lads were swamping points. Drink into them. And then we sat down for dinner then, and everyone had probably 6 points in them at this stage. And started milling the red wine, and wasn't really a big red wine drinker back then,
Not like
thinking you have a glass of red wine, but thinking you have a glass of red wine, you have a point, off the head stuff nearly. And didn't lead to a great night in the end, but anyway. I wasn't the only victim that night. If you were allowed to come and stuff.
When did you get close? Northsiders, is that?
We're always a bit ECU, and it was naturally just the team was on this kind of.
Wasn't it? It's not. There wasn't. I know people say there wasn't really clicks. Really? Genuinely, this is of all. Jim gets amazing credit, obviously, and he should. Unprecedented success, but his biggest genius for me. You mentioned, Tommy. We had so many different personalities, like Fitzy. And Fitzy coming from Dalkey and
loves an argument.
But Fitzy could piss people off in some environments. But Fitzy, you were allowed, let's say, Mick, be yourself. Stephen is obviously a very unique character. Mac, everyone. Michael Darragh-Macaulay's off the wall.
See, in Dublin, you have your north side yourself. There's that big thing. So naturally, I'd never be mates from anyone from Dalkey. But you are. I get on with you, had big Fitz and Con, John, these guys, or Mick.
We had a good night in Dalkey as well.
We did. That doesn't happen. That wouldn't happen naturally, basically, and it happens because of the team. And
Jim, that was Jim, and not just Jim. Dick Darcy, Jo, all the coaches created that. Every single person was allowed. The drinks ban is one thing. We're just allowed to go and enjoy ourselves. We train like you would not believe, and we prepare like you would not believe for every match. Again, people could go, you're taking the piss with that. We play Carlow in the Leinster Championship first round, and we'd be preparing for that as the same as Kerry and all over the front.
I believe you now. After 4 years in the football pod, I believe you.
So the work had to be done, but it was
4 years. That's some stupid.
The environment was be yourself and enjoy it. And
it's so important. Personalities on the team.
It was amazing. It was the best time. That's why we were so close, and those type of trips. We still talk about that stuff now, and will do for years, and it's such an important part of it.
But if you look at a guy like, say, Paul Manning, for instance, he's an unbelievable footballer, by the way. Yeah. I think people don't realise how good he is. I don't think he's underrated, but he's so good.
I think you're right. I think you are right.
When he's on his heyday,
when you watch games back, he was freaking
so good. He'd get a ball left foot. And nobody else would be allowed, he'd stick a cannon over from 50 yards and the Hughes stand. You're looking at it going, say that's the most demoralising thing on earth. He just had a wand of a left foot. For a few years there, he was unmarked. But he never fussed. He was never he just played football. He never bought into too, wasn't never too serious about it and all. So it's their type of
But
Jack
he was allowed to be like that. Like, Jim didn't say to everyone, like Johnny or Stephen or Mac, we can all be very serious. And like, yeah, that's great, but we've other people like this as well, and we want them to feel comfortable and enjoy. And that's why in all those games for whatever, 6 or 7 years we didn't lose. So many different games, different players come and take the lead on it and show it up. And it was just that environment, what was created there was, we had good players, don't get me wrong, but I think that was a genius of the coaches and the players that we all went along with it. Like, we loved it, the most enjoyable period, but we were the best team as well, you know.
But you know, you had a turnover of players constantly as well. Like even when you had players playing their best football, they stepped away. Like McCaffrey went for a year, didn't he?
He's retired about fucking 3 times, 4 times.
Done once or twice. Rory.
Who say was the biggest loss to the dressing room when they went?
Oh, it's a tough question now.
Who did you feel like, from overall point of view, obviously on the field, but because you lose someone in the dressing room?
Jack has a good, like, he's a bit of a...
He's a good man to have.
He has it on.
He's light-hearted. Like,
he's light-hearted, and he'd always challenge the kind of status quo. Like he'd be in a meeting and he'd be very serious, and he'd always say what 20 other guys are saying, thinking. They wouldn't say it, he'd say it. And it'd be uncomfortable in a little bit. There'd be that bit of conversation, but he's very good.
You need someone to say it.
Very good at doing it, and he's like, he'd always get away because he did like curly throat. No, he did a little bit. He's just the way he was. Like someone else say it, they might get like to be a bit of a row, but he kind of had that way about him. But no, like I obviously miss him around here, and he's like a serious footballer, like that. But no, like there hasn't been that. Like life moves on. Do you know?
Yeah.
You were there, and you contribute, and you're there, and how different to myself to be gone. Like it's up to like other guys will come through, and that's the way it has to be. Like, you know, you just hope that the way the team's been, like I don't like to see these legacies, stuff that type of words, but I love to think that that's the way it should be when you're down with Dublin. You know, that kind of way. That's the way you train hard, the way you play, you know, the way you carry yourself, and you just hope that carries through.
Can I say something on this, right?
Throwing this big kind of
fancy
words to it, like, you know.
I'm not just saying this because you're sitting beside me with a big thick head and you're like,
I think you're a bit joyful.
I think you are. You're grateful.
James is held in a very high regard by us, his teammates, but by supporters as well. And it's because of the point you've just made there. Like you guys have a great tradition in Kerry of how we should play football. And Dublin have a very set tradition based on, like, Mickey Whelan, Heffo, your dad, Mullins, Dave Hickey, Kevin Moore and these guys, about attack, play on the front foot. If maybe you're a dub, chest out, I know there's not other dubs, it may be a bit of arrogance or cockiness, but that's what it means to play for Dublin. And Dublin at their best play like that, on the front foot, really brave. And that's why his natural game, without changing it, that's who he is. Since he was playing under 14 with Ballymun to DCU, the underage teams, that's the way Mac played, without going red. Like, red is how Dublin is always viewed as, and it's so important. That's why supporters, that's what it means to play for Dublin. And that's why he's held in such regard. That we'd be playing games, and some players have it, Mac had it. He just fucking go, and everyone else, we just look around and just go, right, we got to go with him. Yeah. And without saying it, and you just say it.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to say it though.
No,
how
he was and how he played for 14 years is why I think this, and I said it to you, I think he's Dublin's best ever outfield player. Because of that. You know, is Dermo more skillful? Yeah, because he was a freak. Or is Fitzy or Rory or Johnny, this amazing man marker, maybe, yeah. But the whole thing of being a Dublin footballer and what it means, that's why he's unbelievable.
Kind of words, and pretty sad. I don't agree with it, whatever, but like,
I
was growing up playing football, like, I was playing half back, and they're there was obviously a bit of the way, that's the way Dublin played. Dad was like that at home, always going front football. Like, even some of my favourite footballers going up playing, like, I always watched Moss shape.
Yeah.
Just off the shoulder, go, crash down. It's like, that's the way to play that position, like, and that's all I wanted to do. Like, never second guessed the way I wanted to play. I wanted to get the ball and go as fast as I could forward. Is either kick it, if that's on, if it wasn't on, blast by my man and get up the pitch as fast as I could. Like, that was, and like, my job was like, get the ball to these guys and they'll score. You know, that's what I always thought. You know.
You'll shake your head when Paddy's saying that, but I fully believe Paddy, and I fully believe all the Dublin footballers that feel the way they do. I also fully believe you when you're kind of dismissing it a bit. But as somebody who was reared on probably stories of what it meant to be a Dublin footballer in the 70s and the 80s, you know, with your dad John, who you know scored a goal in 76, 77 was man of the match in the All-Ireland final. That must mean an awful lot that you've been able to deliver for more than a decade, like, and come home with 9 All-Ireland medals. I know you've only just
people
retired,
always say that always way ahead. Like, I don't know, you never felt it did. Like, don't know. I know some people say, "Oh, geez, it is." And sorry, of course, there was a bit of pressure. Like, you always hear that at the start, "Oh, that's your man's son," whatever. Like, but like, Dad was brilliant. Dad just stood in the background and never got involved really. Like he got involved a little bit when I was starting off senior at Ballymun. He was like a kind of selector, but he's like that old boy selector in the team. He just went mad every now and then, like so that kind of way. He's never involved with the coaches. He just be like
he'd break a table.
He'd like get attack table. The lads, oh boy, yeah, like a great man at half time.
We all need
down
that.
2 or 3 points or something like that. But like it worked. Like, even it's funny you say that. Like I go back to the match we played Kerry in 22. Like we were 5 or 6 down at half time. That's why I said that. It was just like.
Did you hit the table?
I was just like, fuck this, lads. Go man to man everywhere and just go for this game. Because you've nothing to lose here, because we're going to get beat out the gate otherwise. And all of a sudden, 10, 50 minutes in, they start creaking a little bit and you're back in the game. The Crow Park are up. Like, so it can be that simplistic sometimes. Like,
do you remember that triple turnover?
You can.
We nearly had a stroke, yeah.
No, but you can. The point is, you can overthink stuff so
Yeah.
much as well. Sometimes you just need to go off natural instinct and just go out and play. Like, and that's the way the game in the last few years is. Just so much of that trying to be pulled out of the game. I've been fighting against it for a long time. Like, stop this. Like, just let lads play. Like, and encourage them to go for things. Like, you know, that's why I loved so much League Ann. Broke into the scene there 2 or 3 years ago. He's just a brilliant young lad. Like, and he's such a loss this year with the injury he had. He just plays with that. Doesn't care. Like, he backs himself to the hilt. Like, and I remember we got relegated. Like, talking about, we got relegated 2 years ago. That was one of the worst days ever with Dublin. Up in Monaghan. He came on that game when we were in trouble. He actually got us back into the game, but he missed the shot at the end. I think it was a draw game. If we drew the game, we would have stayed up. He actually missed the shot to go 1-up.
In a picture, yeah.
And then they went down and scored, and we got relegated. And he's getting a bit of stick for that. I remember going, don't ever regret doing that. You've done the right thing. You're back to say, if you miss, who cares? Like that's you've done the right thing.
He took the chance.
He went for it. Like I said, it's a great attitude to have. Like, you know that, and he's just been a brilliant player for Dublin. Please God, he's back from injury and stuff and drives on. He just has a bit of magic about him. Like, he's a brilliant footballer.
He'll be massive next year.
Yeah.
You are listening and watching the Football Pod Club with thanks to AIB, proud sponsors of the club championships and Gaelic football, ladies football, hurling and camogie. James McCarthy has been our special guest for episode 2. It's been brilliant so far. A couple of quick fire questions, James. Just a couple of random ones that the lads might have 1 or 2 as well. Toughest player you've ever come up against?
Toughest player I ever came up against.
It can be internal and external.
I'll give you one about. I'd probably say Gavin as tough. It's just he's great with stuff. You know, he had a bit of everything to him. Like, brilliant link player, which are kind of going out of the game now. I kind of feel that kind of player that wins ball half forward, can turn, spin the ball inside or kick it over. Like, they're such an important footballers. Internal. Like, Dermo is fucking a brilliant footballer. Like.
Would you clash in training?
Yeah, it was, yeah. But like, it was all kind of just what we expected. That's the way you do it.
That's how you trained, like.
Full blooded, like, John. Like, you might have had him. I might be marking Dermot and then John Small might be marking Paul Flynn, or they'd flip the next match, or like, it's like just the matchups were brilliant training for them a couple of years. Like, it was great markings all the time. But Alan Brogan, he was smart. He was one of the hardest guys to mark. Yeah. He was like that. He was just so elusive, like. Smart. He's one of them forwards that if I went forward, he never followed you, like. So it was a risk.
He was meant to, like. Yeah.
But he's like, he called your bluff. He called your bluff, like. So I went like the clappers. I'd be like, I nearly put the brakes up because he's just sitting on the 40, like. And he's not a guy you want to get the ball, like.
Do you know he was a specialised 11? Like 11 is such an important.
He only went there late, like. He played inside for so long.
Oh, he's a brilliant footballer.
Same as Declan Sullivan. These fellas had just the position not to take.
Declan Sullivan was a great pistol. Yeah. He's a great footballer. There's a pity with Alan. I only got to play him really for a year or two, from 12, 13, 14, 15. He just had them groin injuries and stuff. He was injured a lot. Like, but
he probably had another year, didn't he? Like, he scores that great point at the end of 15. So a great way for him to finish that.
Yeah, it was a good way. Like, he was a brilliant.
But I remember he retired, and we were like, "Fuck, jeez, you could do it again next year," you know. But Leave them wanting more, I suppose.
You have the King Khan as well. Not easy.
Oh, jeez.
Never didn't matter to mark that much, thankfully. Like, but like, you'd hate going inside them. Like, it's just like.
I have a feeling we haven't seen the best of him yet, which is a weird thing to say.
Yeah, possibly, but like he's such a mark. Like he's probably travel mark now all the time. So that kind of way, but
Bad run with injuries as well, you know.
The way he plays, like he's quite confrontational as well. Like, and he can look after himself. So he's picked up a few few decent enough injuries that kind of probably held back at different times as well. But he's brilliant. Like he's so good. Yeah. I think everyone knows that. Like, it's not putting a secret.
He's around a long time as well.
Yeah.
Already. Like,
people underestimate how long he's knocking around, but like, I loved his attitude. Like,
he got stung for a bad red card there, and
well, no one's saying it.
Yeah.
What happened?
He got
I
overturned.
don't think he did.
He got overturned. Like, no one's saying
There was a bit of a behind the goals angle. You can't really see it. Like
ballsy from the ref to send Conor for the club match. Yeah,
No,
county
it was
an umpire. We won't get into the umpires.
Delighted with
He broke in though. Like, he was like, get the ball, goal. Like, his first instinct every single time. And most forwards instinct to get the ball, spin over the bar, like selfish forwards, which is there. Like, so you were probably that way a little bit.
Hey, on the loop.
No, he get the ball. Like,
he's thinking
and
goal.
he could tap it over all the time.
And who else was like that?
If you remember,
Goal on the brain whenever they receive a ball. Wasn't Gooch like that?
all the time.
He'd
But Gooch is different. Gooch had a dummy in the locker. He never beat a person with pace or power. It was like, I'll fake a hand pass over the bar and next thing tap it into the bar. Just class.
But you know, like that 17 final, that very famous one, Khan scores a goal in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly, like he gets a ball in the D and he's on Colin Boyle.
Keegan. Is he on Keegan?
No, Keegan was 90 in the semis. But he's on Boyle and it's like 9 out of 10 players would have tapped that. First minute of the All-Ireland final, I'll tap it over. Can't.
Doesn't he do it against Tyrone as well? Similar.
Semi-final,
I'd actually love to know how many goals he actually scored them. I'd say it's a bit of a scary number.
Like he's disappointed with
probably people not realising how much.
Because it's not an easy thing to score goals in Gaelic football, no.
Especially nowadays, it's getting harder.
Yeah. These were supposed to be Quickfire.
Yeah, sorry. That's it, it'll be Quickfire now.
You mentioned, right, playing soccer with Tulker Rovers growing up, right? And I just want to see, can you dispel a myth for me here? So there was soccer, you played loads of other sports. I just know that you loved Ali, you get stuck into NFL, rugby, hurling. I think you just love sport.
Throw a ball in, give it a good crack.
2010, there's a story in the archives, and it's a great headline. It's something like, it's Pat Gilroy and Ricky Nixon. I'll put it up on screen.
For fuck's sake.
But there was a story doing the rounds that James McCarthy, Rory O'Carroll, Keane O'Sullivan and Paddy Andrews are invited to AFL trials in Gormanstown. And Kerry are obviously suffering this at the minute with a couple of players gone over the last couple of years. And the word is that Gilroy shut that down. Now he says on the record that he didn't, but can you dispel that myth?
Pat says he didn't.
14 years later.
He wanted Paddy to go.
I remember. He actually rang me. I remember this.
He was a gangster, Ricky Nixon, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
I actually
Snake
went,
in the grass.
Did you go?
I went over to it. True hit that fella. Like.
I didn't realise.
Yeah, I went over to North Melbourne for
great trip for a couple of weeks. Like,
I was 18, like I was like, I wasn't properly playing with Dublin that stage, so I went over.
To who? A club over?
North Melbourne.
And
they wanted me to go
to
back
do a pre-season or something?
The following year. I'd done like a proper training with them. Like.
Jeez.
First day off the plane, they do this, whatever parks in Melbourne they all go to do this time trial thing. Done that, like 3K time trial. Like. I was good at running, so I didn't mind. Like, I ran, like. But like, I went over. That was a good experience, but like, I started playing at Dublin then and it's going to college. It's like, right, no, I'm happy here like that. But we've been actually very lucky with Dublin over the years. We haven't.
Kieran went and then came back after 5 or 6 weeks.
James Madden went obviously as well, and he's back now.
Back, I think.
I remember on that, Pat actually rang me.
Okay.
And he goes, like, why are they asking for you to go? And I was like, what? And he goes, whatever about James and Keane, like. And he goes, you and Rory would be fucked on that. Not messing, like, he just goes, you, like, that is not for you, like. And I was like, cheers, Pat. And then he told us not to
go. We'd be like Pat to give it to you straight anyway.
Colin Corker had a spell over there.
I'm not as bad as Colin Corker, Jesus. I remember laughing and he's just like, this is not for you.
It's her Kerry though, isn't it? Like, I always think when Tommy Walsh went.
Well, that was a killer.
Tommy was a killer.
Like when Tommy's like.
But we still got a couple of years out of him after. He was brilliant.
He was a beast.
He was young player of the year in 2009. Like.
He was incredibly quick.
Am I right? Did he not tear his hamstring out the bones over there?
Yeah.
I always thought he lost that bit of that one step.
Explosiveness.
Real
He didn't have
people
sorry,
Tommy was.
But like a high ball, like I remember wrestling him a few times, got back high ball. He was strong enough.
You had a man marked him in one of the finals.
1 or 2 times, just go back into him. We used to kind of. if it was a big aerial trip,
he was a different player.
Some man who win the ball, like, just get his hands free and hold you off.
But you know, Tommy wasn't big into. You say about the gym, he wasn't that big into the gym. He'd do the gym to kind of to do it, and he's strongest man you could ever.
He was young player of the year in 2009.
He's brilliant.
And Kennelly was back that year, and then Kennelly left, but he left. And then Cork won the All-Ireland 10, and then we came along. If he stayed that whole career,
you'd wonder.
It was his team.
But I think the biggest loss, and he never got the senior, so it's maybe not. As that Mark O'Connor.
Yeah, huge.
You guys are down the middle as well. Like.
He was
obviously, him to go in with David Moore in there in midfield.
Oh, he was the next big thing.
He'd be
more than some football, obviously.
Yeah, but he would have O'Connor beside him. Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
You might get a year out of him.
Sorry.
Last one. You played the Interpros. Yeah. Why did you play them?
Doesn't know.
Took a bit convinced now. Look, I think it's poor if representation of Dublin players don't play in it, so a bit of that. And then James kind of gave a bit of loyalty to that. I said, look, and natural curiosity, you want to see what they're like. I'm like everyone. I want football to be a great spectacle, a great game to play. And it is a great game to play. And like when it's played, like sure, look, everyone's cool and ace the weekend's a brilliant game. You know?
When it's played the right way, yeah.
It's played the right way, and so I wanted to see how that could contribute to it. So,
what do you think? What do you make of
him? It's probably too much too soon. I'm not mad about the scoring and the arc, this new arc stuff, but the 3v3 is up front huge.
You think that works?
I think that should come in. Like, it'd be great to see it. Like,
you put that in. Would you not put in the arc? Leave the arc.
No, it's too confusing actually playing it because you have the D and you have this arc, then you have the 45. It's just too many lines stuff. Maybe they get rid of the D or something. I'm not mad about it, you know, but look, if it came in, it would really make a massive difference. Like, but yeah, it's going to be against it.
I think it's gotten so, like a lot of games have become very dour to it. It probably needs something. Something needed to change, and that's why.
I think you would disagree with 3 up and 3 back.
I think, yeah, we'll see now in 2 weeks if that comes through.
But 3 up, 3 back was the game up until 20.
Michael Murphy's gone back playing. What a game
everyone blames.
But every training session you're doing is back to forward. Like, that's what it was. And it was mad. Like, and I think it'd be good for the game because what it'll bring back would be your top class inside man marking defenders and stuff, which are
gone.
And then you're really a sharpshooter inside forward. Like, there's still loads of them around, but there's not.
It also incentivises teams to be that word used early on. Be red, like be on the front foot.
Yeah, and a big man full forward could come back.
I was telling the lads, Jimmy wouldn't believe me now with Kerry. Like, we used to play every single train. We'd play a match, even if it was only for 10 or 15 minutes. There'd be 15 or 15, and it's great. There's your chance. Go and do a match.
Keep it interesting. You'd need that.
I like that. So long ago, actually, I thought it was a good one.
Okay.
And I think they need to stop the back pass, though. The keeper, or
keep the keeper out of it.
Keep the keeper in his nets.
Or just stop the back pass. Something like that's what really kills it. Like this kind of backwards.
To get out of jail, like
you know, like if that option is taken away, teams would straight away start pushing my up by team.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, not my problem anymore. But yeah, I obviously like. Look, the hurling, like you get excited watching the big hurling games. That's what football semis and final quarters are as well. Like, you know. But sorry, I always said I'll say when I get a chance to on a bit of a platform is that the refereeing in hurling and football, it drives me nuts.
Really?
Is it the same rules?
Have you spoke to Shep?
In a lot of ways.
But like, in hurling, you've got to earn your free. I agree that like you've got to get hit to get free. Like I think they're the most particular like any sort of physical contact are free. Now, pulling jerseys, dragging guys down, I'm like, that's free. That's lazy defend, that's that. But like, let contest for the ball happen. Like, if there's an inside forward and a defender running for the ball and they fall over and that, let it off. Let it go. Like, that's what everyone loves seeing. Like,
everyone contest.
Let contest. Any sort of aerial contest for the ball, little nudges, let them be. Like we have a way better sport in the AFL, but like they let guys compete properly for aerial ball and stuff like that. The amount of times you get free if you do this and you catch the ball, like it's free, or you nudge them, like you're winning the ground, like you're winning the tussle, like do you know what I mean? Like
frees kill the game.
Yeah, it kills the game. But let the contest go. But any silly fouls like tripping guys or pulling, absolutely pull them up all day. But any sort of contacts and guys going for the ball or competing for the ball, let it off. Like, and it's, I'm not alone in this. Anyone you talk to is the same. They're like,
frustrating.
Why the hell is this allowed to happen? And you watch your hurling game, going back to it, and you might not see a free for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's exaggeration. But generally,
each other.
Well,
you know my point.
It's gotten a bit worse now in Hurling.
You know, yeah,
actually,
but the way they defend their game as well, like,
That's really interesting.
did you ever see Michael Dyke on that? He's brilliant to commentate. Like,
Yeah.
It could be like a fella pulled him across the head and he's like, oh, he's a bit...
Touch and go.
He's a bit...
Touch and go.
Yeah, like, I'd give him a yellow, like, do you know what I mean? Like, he took a man's head off it. Like,
So if you could bring one thing back in the Gaelic football, it would be more contests, more.
yeah, more contests. Just let them, man. Like, don't be so particular with it. Like,
I think, to be fair, I think that's one thing that the Football Review Committee target was actually cleaning up the rule book to make it easier on referees and allow them to actually maybe have a little less to worry about to actually do that. So that's really interesting. Anything else you want to say before we finish up your games? It's been brilliant.
well, I'm on topic wise, I keep going. Like, even regards to the tackling, now people always going, but the tackling, sorry, like, find that, like, I think it's pretty clear in football what you can do with the tackle. Like, you can hit a guy's shoulder. Nowadays, you hit a guy's shoulder, it's free most of the time, generally speaking, but like, you can tackle the ball, that's fine, like, but the frontal kind of hits, they always seem to be...
Sorry, just when you said that. Did a free get given against you for taking out poor Nathan Mullins with that absolute shoulder in the Ballymun?
Oh, that's a bit
There was no free that
then.
day, was there?
There's a story, yeah, look, we've only had collisions to start, there was in fairness, but as Nathan got hit, I couldn't move for about 20 minutes after that. Like, I swear to God, like, my arm, I could not lift my arm. Like that. I was like, I didn't touch the ball after. Like, it was just one of them big collisions you have in sport. I mean, it happens. Like,
You lined them up from about 300 metres away. Like, the
it's
whole
like-
stadium
it's
was
like-
going, oh,
it's like
no.
that. You all get that pass where it's hit over the top and you're running the ball, and you know it's coming. Like,
He had taken a solo and was just...
it's one of them. You're under pressure. You got to get hit. Like, what happens? Like,
That
you're not going to give up the opportunity. Like,
That was your game. And
if you could get them, yeah.
There was, what was a famous one, Smalley and Conor Keeney as well, 20
Yeah,
It's
jeez.
just when I was coming in,
Yeah.
it's just like, here it comes.
Big guy, but sorry, that's me rant over. That's
But that
I
is
wanted to get out there.
It is a part of the game, and it's
Yeah,
probably
I
something.
think everyone will enjoy it more.
Yeah. James McCarthy, it's been brilliant. Thanks so much for taking time out. It's been so recent that you made the decision to call it a day. Best of luck for the next year. You know, it's a void. There's going to be a void there, like.
I would figure it out.
Yeah, you'll
be
all
golf game going. Like,
You'll be all right,
Try and get
James. No, that doesn't work.
We'll bring you out golfing, will we?
Get your confidence up playing with me and Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. James, well done
Right.
on everything you've achieved. Like,
Thanks, lads.
Fair
it's
play,
a
man.
remarkable career, and we've kind of only touched on some of it there over the last little while. Paddy, James, any last words for
No.
James McCarthy here before we
Same.
finish up?
Legend. Congrats.
lads.
You'll be all right. You'll be grand.
Enjoy your winter.
Play, James.
Well
Boys,
earned after
thanks
an
very much.
unbelievable career. Thank you.